What's up, guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online video. We're going to be going over the Angel Cartel Battle Cruiser while kind of just messing around and doing this large corporate plex here in an insurgency system. So right now I have this one set up for kind of long range kitey with double long point. So right now I'm just kind of orbiting about 25k from the center, but I'm actually probably going to change this. I'm going to come down to like 20k. I think that's really good. I'm also running Hornets. I'm running mediums and lights on this ship as well, just depending on what I'm kind of going after. But I'll put this fit in the description so you guys can easily import it and sim it for yourselves. If you're not familiar with the insurgency stuff, it's kind of like faction warfare where we're capturing these. This large takes 14 minutes to capture, so we just kind of keep the Mardu off grid and we eventually capture it. We get LP, and then as a pirate we will increase the corruption in the system. Any non-pirates that do any of these will obviously increase the suppression in the system as well. So I'm going to go through while we're waiting for this next wave, the fit that I've got going on right now. Let's get a reload real quick. Now, for these rigs, I'm running core defense extender 2s for buffer tank, and then running a medium projectile burst tech 1 just to help with rate of fire. And then for the weapons, I'm using a 720mm Howitzer Artillery II across all of those. I'm currently right now carrying Tremor and Quake. I might change this ammo up a little bit when I get more testing done, but right now it seems to be working pretty well. We had another wave coming in, and also running a probe launcher with some probe scannings. That's just to kind of scan down SIGs and stuff like while I'm waiting or while I'm doing these plexes to keep things a little more interesting. All right, let's get these guys targeted up. Normally what I do here is I'll just target one and I'll just go F1 through 3. If they're in range, then I'll be able to put all the disruptors on them, the long point. But really for this, I'm not going to warp off, but the long points, the warp disruptors are basically for the players that might come in. And I just kind of leave the lights out. If lights are not really doing a whole lot, then I'll switch them out for mediums, depending. But these guys are pretty easy to take down. So, go and put double point on that guy. And then we can do a reload. So as you can see, it takes the wave down pretty quick. So I'm actually really kind of enjoying this ship as well. I actually like all the pirate ships in their own right. So going over the mid slots here, we've got, like I said, double warp disruptor 2s, and I'm using a 5 cold gas enduring Microwarpdrive. And we sim this, and that gives me about 446.9 meters a second. Not great, but our goal here is just kind of keep our distance quite a bit with these long points and kind of aid that way. 2 medium shield extender 2s just for some buffer tank, and then running Gyrostabilizer 2s in all of the lows with the exception of one slot being a tracking enhancer 2. This is pretty flexible as well if you want to run anything that's more maybe helps with your agility or whatever your needs might be. But right now I'm kind of just running this ship like this, and I already said I'm running Hornet 2s and Vespa 2s, so we got 8 of the lights and 6 of the mediums. With Quake in about 735 DPS, that's about 587 from turrets, and then the 148 from drones. So let's go and sim the other weapons here. A little bit lower, but then the fallout goes out to 130 and 78. So if we're actually running with more militia, I can actually switch to this and get even further away from target if I don't necessarily need to be in range to long point, and I can just kind of just take off and do what I gotta do. I'll probably do a little bit of tweaking with the actual the prop mod of this, just so I'm able to actually keep at range a lot easier. 446 meters a second is pretty slow, but I didn't really want to stack overdrives or do anything in the lows like that, but we might be able to test that out a little bit. But I think for the most part, this ship is going to essentially end up being probably not a solo Plex ship, probably more like a small gang. So I can either fill the long point role or just stick range and kind of go to town with that. So we've got 10 minutes left on this. Got another wave coming in. The LP rewards for these are pretty decent. You can check out the Pirate LP store video to kind of see how far those LP points can actually take you. But I haven't really been doing a whole lot of plexes. I've probably done less than 15 plexes since we've kind of had access to this, but it actually does add up pretty well. I'm up to 237,000 for LP right now. So I'll probably actually complete this plex and then head over and check out the LP store and see what offerings are there. One more target. And I just group all these weapons. It just makes them a lot easier, just because these guys do rep pretty good. And see, they're already down. So we got about 10 minutes before this one's done. But for the most part, battle cruisers, you can do like larges, and you can even do opens. It's fine. Opens, you gotta be a little more careful, just because there's no acceleration gate for those. So as far as just like the Mardu NPCs, these battle cruisers do just fine on the opens. And then the destroyers, I usually just take the destroyers into the mediums. They can handle the opens as well. It's just a little bit more tedious and everything. But if you find a good system that has a bunch of opens that you can just kind of chain together, it's a lot more efficient. There's less steps involved because you don't have to go through an acceleration gate. You can just go from one open to another and really just kind of get the LP a little bit more efficiently. But just like with my issues with faction warfare, it's just like kind of waiting around for this timer is kind of obnoxious, especially when there's no real like good PvP player fights going on. When all you're doing is sitting here and like soloing the NPCs, it can be a little obnoxious, which is why I actually, like I said, carry a scanner on this ship just to scan SIGs and kind of do something in between stuff and all of that. But overall, not a bad ship. Definitely you can repurpose it to do a lot of different things. You can be a like pretty decent brawler, but I've kind of fitted all of them to be the Grease's ships are very much so drone boats with missile support and everything, and even the Mackie Ball, the Angel Destroyer, is more of a brawler ship, so it's going to be like close range. So in fitting this one and deciding kind of what to do this fit for, I figured some sort of like long range, long point was a good way to go. But thank you guys for watching. Like I said, the fit for this will be in the description. I'll probably be tweaking a little bit after I get a lot more time in this ship. But let me know what your thoughts in the comments are for the new expansion and what you think about the new ships and everything. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.